Hey everyone, welcome in. I just had some free time. I felt like going live, so here we are. I hope we have lots of people join. We're going to be talking about books, my romance books. I'll tell you a little bit about the ones that I'm working on right now as well, and I can point you in the direction of ones that you might like, ones you might want to avoid. I'm going to be honest with you because I want you to love what you read. And you can ask me any questions that you want. We're just going to have a good time. That's the whole plan. Um, okay, now I can see the chat. Sorry, just had to clear that out. So I would love to talk about each of these books briefly. We're going to start in backwards publication order. So Enchanting Elixirs is actually my newest release. It was released a couple months ago this year. I'll show you the book cover. It is gorgeous. My cover artist is also my absolute best friend. Her name is Heather Balseric. She does a stellar job. Enchanting Elixirs is my first foray into paranormal romance. However, it is also quite contemporary. Recently, it was reviewed by Lauren Page Reads. If you don't know her, go find her. I did an interview with her too, and she is lovely, but her book reviews are money. And she described this as a cozy romance with magical realism and mystery, and then goes on to say that like that sounds like a mouthful because it is, but it works and it's a vibe. So if you're into cozy mystery, magical realism with some romance thrown in, but the romance isn't the main goal, also has open doors. So all of these books, whole catalog, available everywhere I can get them to be available. Just FYI, they are on Kindle Unlimited. They're on Amazon. The paperbacks are available wide. They're on my website, authorlorithorne.com, and on my TikTok shop if you are a TikToker. If you get them from either my site or the TikTok shop, I will make them book maily and wrap them up real nice with swag. And there is a discount code on my website. It's not hidden. You can find it. That's for buying more than one book. So if you are bundling, then get your discount on. Let me go ahead and read the blurb for Enchanting Elixirs. Romantic love isn't real. Just ask renowned love potioneer Cordelia Covington. She brews up love and sells it in a bottle with a little ribbon that her niece Hestia insists on. Cordelia and Hestia run Enchanting Elixirs, a cozy, clean potion shop in idyllic Mystic, Connecticut. The two are perfect partners. Hestia's social grace balances out Cordelia's sharp tongue. When local disappearances start making headline news at a frightening rate, it unearths a shocking Covington family secret. As the women search for the truth about their past, Cordelia's structured life gives way to turbulence, mystery, and the Hawaiian shirt-wearing Detective Carlos Perez, whom she can't seem to shake. What Cordelia learns from her research and being forced to spend time with Detective Perez cracks the case and her life wide open. So this book is from Cordelia's point of view. She is an introvert. She does not like crowds. She's very formulaic and planned and pretty blunt with her communication. She has a little cat named Pino, and she's really good at her job. Love potioneering is not like a kitschy thing either. There's a lot of psychology involved. She has to get to know the couples, so it's a little bit different. The magic has been called pretty unique, the magic system in Enchanting Elixirs, and I get comments all the time about, I need to know more about Hestia. I need a book from Hestia's point of view, and don't worry, I'm writing it now. So Enchanting Elixirs is going to be the first book in a series. The next book is going to be called Occult Accounts. I am currently on, I think, chapter 16, writing Occult Accounts, and that is from Hestia's point of view. While Enchanting Elixirs, the story kind of wraps up with a nice little bow, Hestia is put in a weird position at the end of this, and it is primed for a great story of her own. So Occult Accounts is coming soon. And I should mention, all of these books are, they have bonus chapters that are free on my website, which is authorlorithorn.com. So if you want to check out just a little taste of what writing might be like, what the worlds might be like, what those characters are doing, then go get your free bonus chapter. They're short, they're again free, there's not a commitment from you. You can check these out a little bit and see if you're interested in reading. Moving right along, that was Enchanting Elixirs. We are going in backwards publication order. So the next most recent publication is Petals and Punches. Petals and Punches is a sports romance, but it is not about hockey. No, no. No hate to the hockey romances. There's lots of them and you're great. This is a mixed martial arts romance, however. And do you need to know about martial arts to enjoy this book? Absolutely not. But you will enjoy it. It's very fun. I'll read you the blurb in a minute. Let's look at the cover up closer. I'll read you this blurb here in a second. Petals and Punches. It's got some nerd core to it. Again, do you have to be a nerd? Do you have to understand the nerd core? No, you don't. Everything is explained in the book. However, it's maybe you'll enjoy it if you fall into those categories for sure, and it's enjoyable even if you don't. Without further ado, if there are flowers for every occasion, which ones say, "Sorry, I fell in love with your nemesis"? Our FMC here is a florist. Ted Dawson needs advice on running noble martial arts like he needs a round kick to the head. He's been the lead instructor for years, but his experience doesn't stop the new proprietor from managing the school into the ground. Bet Green is fiercely independent, working as a florist and vegan baker to make ends meet. When she enrolls at Noble and learns that the school is in danger, she promises to help Ted try to save it. The more they work together, the harder it is to ignore their feelings, but many challenges stand in their way, including Bet dating Ted's longtime rival. Uh-oh. To have a fighting chance at love, they'll have to take it off the mat. Petals and Punches. One of my, how do you choose? Because I love all of these, but one of my absolute favorites for sure. Personally, my family, I've got 3 black belts in the family. We all did karate together for 3 years. And that was a wonderful experience. And I needed to tie it in to romance. And so here it is. Definitely good close friendships in this book. All of my books are romance. They have comedy though in them as well. This is Open Door, but super plot first, and it's quite weavy. Some things that happen at the beginning that readers usually think, well, this is just building the scene. It's not that important, actually ends up being very important. So if you read it, pay attention. Because those things are coming back in surprising ways. But it's very satisfying in that way, which is part of the reason I love it so much. Petals and Punches has, all these books, in fact, have a cocktail pairing for my main characters. So check out Character Cocktails, which is right here on YouTube. I put it on all of my social media. However, I think the YouTube one is honestly my favorite just because I have the recipe up on the screen and it's in the long form format. So you get to see the recipe and see us make it and drink it and hear about the characters also. So check out Character Cocktails for all of these books. Read the free bonus chapters, which are available on my site. And I guess we'll move on. The next book is Crescendo, a musical love story. This book, you can kind of see, maybe the camera will pick it up. It's got musical notation in the background, very beautiful cover. I'll read you this blurb, of course. Now, Crescendo does come with a content warning. There is SA, there is discussion about SA. So, you judge for yourself if this is the right book for you. The content warning is on my website. So be sure to just be mindful, check that out, stay safe. This is a small town romance, and it's about band directors. These are two band directors right here. Elle works at the middle school. She's a fresh graduated from Penn State's University, and she's living her dream by moving to the country and settling down and growing roots. This is Derek. He is the high school band director that works with her middle school. Do you have to know about music? No. Much like the sports romance, you do not need to know everything about their professions. This is just the setting that they are in. Things are explained to you. So you will not miss out on anything if you are not musically adept. A small town. So I grew up in a very, very small town, super small. I had 100 people in my graduating class, actually a little bit less. And we were the only school there for sure. And I think a lot of people, like we see in media and in books where, oh, it's Southern charm, oh, it's hospitality, oh, it's slow, oh, everyone is your friend. And that is not really true in my experience anyway. There's a lot of distrust for outsiders in small towns. There's limitations on what you can get and what you have access to. There's a lot of judgment because it's usually, not always, but in my experience for sure, quite religious. So lots of misogyny. And so this book explores both sides. And I think it's pretty fair because I say all that. There are wonderful things about small towns and communities too. So you're going to get the truth of the small town. There is massive drama. There is misogyny. Elle has a hard time fitting in, but she also does find her people. She also does love her garden. She also does eventually integrate into the community. So you really see an honest look about small towns. And let's read the blurb. She's achieved her dreams, so why is everything still this hard? Elle Foster has always aspired to settle down in the country. Living slowly, growing roots, and being surrounded by the infamous Southern charm have been her goals since childhood. Homegirl has kind of a rough childhood that you'll learn about. Now that she's graduated from Penn State's prestigious School of Music, she's ready to make her cozy fantasy a reality. Elle takes a position as the middle school band director for the small Alabama town of Everest, but fitting in there is an uphill battle. Her arrival is met with glares and gossip instead of hospitality. Her local colleagues, led by Greg Howard, refuse to accept her into their ranks. Even Derek, the handsome high school director, seems under the mysterious influence of Greg. Will staying in Everest mean compromising her values, or will she put her career and love on the line to solve the enigma of Greg's authority? Lots of small town drama, really satisfying mystery that is unlocked in this book. Totally recommend. And again, if you want to read a little bit for free, go to my site, authorlorifun.com. There's a bundle discount for ordering more than one book there. It is on Kindle Unlimited as well. And, the character cocktails. I like to remind everyone about those because probably my favorite cocktail we've done on character cocktails is Derek's cocktail. Yeah. Oh, geez. It's so good. Now, we can't go super in order anymore. We're down to the final two. And the reason we can't go in order is because Remotely Love and Locally Love are a pair. So Remotely Love is first. This is the first romance that I ever published. It is so close to my heart. I've always loved workplace romance because you have that power dynamic. You've got human resources saying, so there's kind of like a barrier that you have to overcome. And I mean, it's just so real. And you get that real dialogue in there. And however, I have worked from home since 2012. So when I started thinking maybe I want to write a romance, I thought I want to write a modern day romance. I want to write one where they're working from home. So Hazel and Sam here are telecommuting. They work for Future App, which is an app developer company, software company, and they live clear across the country from each other, which is in the blurb. But she is in a little town in North Carolina, and he is over in Seattle. So clear across the country. But they're still working together, and they're still falling in love, and there are still trifling coworkers that try to get in their way. And it is so fun and so wholesome and so good. And probably my favorite tense sexual scene in this book, I will say. But let me show you the cover. Can't wait to see you in person. Me too. They're going to a conference. They're both presenting on there in the conference. All right, so like so many love stories, they met on the job. Unlike most of those stories, they had never been in the same room. Hazel Rogers works remotely as a communications specialist at Future App and strives to advance her career. When Hazel is assigned a major project which places her on a small team with her longtime mentor, Sam, how did that happen? Things start to heat up between them. Hazel knows they can never be in a relationship. They face so many HR concerns, not to mention living clear across the country from each other. Is a relationship with someone she's never seen below the shoulders worth risking her career? Is it? I don't know. But oh my gosh, great. Oh, and there's a book club. Crestwood Book Club, which I long to be a member of. I wish it was a real book club. People want to be best friends with these people in the book. So good. Probably my second favorite character cocktail is Sam's also. Very delicious. And I spent a lot of time formatting. So let me show you this because remember they're working remotely. So they do a lot of communication over text. Think like Teams. It's called a Sync Me in the book, but kind of that sort of tool, but they also text on their phones. And so there is actually really immersive conversation in text bubbles inside the book. Love that. So when I finished writing this book, I was not finished with these characters. In fact, it was almost like heartbreaking to imagine not writing more about Hazel and Sam. And so that made me write Locally Love. Locally Love is a novella. You can see it is much slimmer. It does not have the same sort of weaving plot or mystery as these other books. This is a rom-com. And it is so fun and so good at being a rom-com. It is a holiday, so it starts at Thanksgiving and ends at New Year, and it's called Locally Love. It's the same color scheme. It doesn't really look like a holiday book, but I wanted it to match the other one. So same color scheme, and you've got the Christmas lights in the background. They fell in love video conferencing at their work from home jobs at Future App. They overcame timing issues, doubts, HR concerns, and a trifling coworker to be together. Sam moved across the country to make a life with Hazel. They've integrated into each other's lives, made close friendships, and even bought a home. Sam plans to propose now that it's the most wonderful time of the year, but he's met with the unexpected. Everyone will say yes or not quickly if Wade worries he'll be able to propose at all. Are the continued obstacles a sign that he's doomed from the start, or will Sam pull off some Christmas magic? This is like a Hallmark Christmas movie, but with open doors. That is the vibe. So if you enjoy a nice holiday, sweet rom-com, but wish that there were open doors, Locally Love is for you. All of these are available on Kindle Unlimited, on my website, on Amazon. The paperbacks are available anywhere you buy books, and they're on the TikTok shop. There's free bonus chapters for all of them, even Locally Love, on my website, which is authorlorithorn.com. And check out Character Cocktails to have a nice drink pairing as you read. And don't forget, there's a discount code for bundling on my website. It's very easy to find. I will see you all later. Thanks for hanging out with me. Bye.